Hey guys, welcome to this Twist of Fate preview. Just gonna look at, now that his stats available, just gonna go over them, see what we think of him, the initial thoughts. He is on the PvE. I just played one game with him just to work out exactly how his pick a card works, but apart from that, I haven't really played any of them properly. I'm probably just gonna wait till it's on the live server, just in case there are any changes. But let's just get into it and see what this character's going to be like. So yeah, Twist of Fate's been added. I'm actually quite happy about this. Twist of Fate's one of my favorite champions in actual league, and one of the first champions I was playing, I think, back in 2012. But yeah, so just looking over some of the initial stats, he's a 2 cost, which initially I was thinking might be a 4 cost, just because it might give pirates a bit of a nice curve, but after there was a someone was mentioning in one of the dev blogs that Twist of Fate would be helping out a lot with the early game. So then we thought a lot of people were kind of thinking, okay, probably more of a 2 cost then, and yeah, it looks like it is a 2 cost. Health, I believe, is exactly the same as Ari, who's also a sorcerer. So we'll see how that pans out. It seems reasonable considering he is a sorcerer, although, like, yeah, we could potentially see a lot of shenanigans with kind of Rage Blade or attack speed items on him. So we'll see about that when he comes out. Mana 50, not surprising considering the ability itself. He needs a low cost. You're not gonna get away with giving him like a 75 to 100 mana cost. But yeah, 50 is pretty reasonable, and it feels like it works well at least. Armor and MR is pretty much the same as a lot of sorcerers. DPS and damage itself is a little low. Although actually, I think actually the DPS is pretty fine just because the attack speed is actually pretty high. I think he has the highest attack speed of a level 2 cost, but his DPS just doesn't sort of catch up to the likes of Lucian and what have you, just because his base damage itself isn't that fantastic. Which kind of leads me to believe that maybe, like, I'd be interested to try out a kind of attack speed, but with an Infinity Edge kind of build on him. See if that helps, or that would be kind of interesting. But yeah, again, that'll be experimenting for another day. Crit rate is obviously regular 25%. Range, regular kind of range champion of like 3. So that's fine. He's a pirate, which makes sense because, you know, you've already got Graves' pirate skin in there, so if you could have put Twist of Fate in, probably best to put him with the pirates anyway, because then, like, the skin is synergistic and all that. Plus, to be honest, I don't think that you could really pick any other skin and actually have them fit in an origin that's already there. Like, I think you'd have to either create a new origin or kind of like ham-fist him into another one that doesn't really quite make sense. So you know, it makes sense. It's not too surprising. And he's a sorcerer, so the pirates get their first sorcerer. Whether this actually helps pirates, I'm not quite sure. I'd be interested to see a kind of pirate sorcerer comp. See if that's possible. See if that actually allows pirates to do something, but I doubt it anyway, because sorcerers take a while to ramp up anyway, and pirate is, well, I guess pirate's more of an early game kind of, early mid game kind of comp. So I don't know, but we'll see. I definitely want to try out pirate sorcerer after TF comes out as a comp. We'll see what happens with that. So yeah, onto his actual ability. Pick a card. So Twist of Fate throws cards that either stuns, deals damage around his target, or restores mana to himself and nearby enemies. So they have done the W, the pick a card from League. Not too surprising on this. I wasn't sure initially whether it would be a certain rotation or whether it would be random. It's kind of both. It is random in the sense that it's I believe similar to how his ability used to work in League a while ago. There's an internal tick that keeps going, that keeps switching from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. And obviously, when he gets full mana, you can then see that rotation going off. And then after so long, maybe a second or something, it'll select the one that it lands on, that it's currently on, and then use that one. So technically, it is random in the sense that whenever he gets his ability is when he'll be using the card. but it is a rotation as such with the tick. You know, it is kind of like I get it's kind of like an actual game of League, but you just have to press W every time you reach full mana or something. Yeah. So in a sense, it's kind of both random and on a rotation, but it's probably more so towards the random side. But it seems to work quite nicely. You can theoretically get 2 stuns in a row if the attacks or pausing or moving in between attacks like takes the right amount of time, or you can just get a simple rotation off. Like, I think if you just stand still and auto attacks and doesn't have something like Rage Blade that builds up his attack speed, then he will just cycle through blue, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how that impacts the game, because it could theoretically be a very short cooldown for a stun. Stun duration is pretty nice. I mean, considering I know Pike can use it obviously every time he's on full mana, but Pike's was like reduced from 2.53, 3.5 to 2.53. So I'm not sure if this 4 is going to be a bit too strong. I mean, I guess what is it? Is it? I think Sejuani's is around 5 seconds. At rank 3, so maybe it'll be fine. The damage I noticed was pretty nice. Like even on gold card, which is, I mean, obviously the damage is flat amongst them all, which is kind of a shame, because obviously in actual League of Legends, blue card is actually the highest damage, red being the second highest, and gold doing the least amount of damage. So it would be interesting to see that potentially implemented, but at the moment it looks like that just all 3 do the same amount of damage, but they all do something different, whether that be red AoE, blue restoring mana, or gold stunning. The mana store to nearby allies as well is very interesting. Also, it's very interesting that it restores 50 mana at rank 3, so surely he's just going to be constantly picking a card. So probably Spirit Shogun, or I mean, it depends how quick you get a level 2, level 3 Twisted Fate. Like if you're on level 2 and you're not looking like you're anywhere near them, fair enough, Spirit Shogun. But I think it would just be better to build attack speed on him, honestly. But yeah, because if he gets infinite blue cards, he's just gonna be like just non-stop picking a card. Like, I know it's a chance, but still, like, I just think Spirit Surgeon is not really worth it. But then obviously these are just theory crafting item builds rather than anything. So yeah, that's kind of all the stats and everything. How he's gonna fit into the meta exactly? I mean, he is a pirate, which doesn't really help him. But I mean, if someone finds some kind of synergistic thing with pirates, like maybe sorcerers, now that the pirates have a sorcerer, like maybe that helps kind of make him a decent champion. I think he'll be okay if you build attack speed on him, maybe if you stack him a bit, but apart from that, like, I don't think he'll be incredibly impactful. Potentially if the stun, I think it depends how often he gets a stun off, like whether it is truly random, or whether we get a bit of kind of, because obviously certain fights play out a kind of set way, like a lot of the early fights especially. So if if getting a certain amount of attack speed on him kind of starts to guaranteeing him a few more different certain cards, then maybe that helps. I don't know, but apart from that, though, I'm still pretty excited. It's nice to see a new champion in the game and keep the game a bit fresh. So yeah, apart from that, I think that's probably it. So yeah, very excited to have him in. Thank you for watching.